Yes. Yes. What is happening, G's? Welcome back. Good to see you all. Hope you guys are doing well. We are gonna kick it off today. What's happening with the fam? Let's put on some tunes as you guys are used to, and then we get started. Gold is pushing, dollar is coming down a little bit. Let's see what's going on here. Yes, sir. Gold is pushing up. We're gonna get ready, man. We're gonna get ready. Looking forward to kick it off today with you guys here. Let's put on some tunes. And let's see what we have in the chat with us today. Let me give it a go here. Let me see what we have with us today. Boom. Yes. Give me 1 second. Let's see if this works. Give me 1 second. Let's see if this works. Oh. Yes, sir. Good to see you. Crackling hard, my friend. Good to see you. Xavier, Dominic, my man Gabriel. Good to see you. We have Mariana in the building. Good to see you, Mariana. Hope you're doing well. Absolute pleasure to host you as always. There we go. Good to see you, Gabriel. Andre, what's happening, my friend? Yes, we are live from Kuala Lumpur today. So give us a thumbs up. Let's get the party started here. We're going to look at gold. We are going to see what's going on here. Overall, we're finally seeing some pump happening right now. So that's good. So let's see if we can actually have it that follow through here. The dollar is tanking. Dollar is coming down here. We're going to see what happens with the dollar in a second. Overall, finally a little bit of a pullback on the dollar. Yeah, that's going to be very, very interesting here. But yeah, overall, good to see you all here. I'm looking forward to give myself a go here. We're going to trade. I've been traveling over the last, I don't know, 2 days or something. So right now I'm in Kuala Lumpur. Going to be back in Bali in a couple of days again. And then we go as usual. All right. Fuck yeah. Let me know where you're from right now. And then we go and get the party started here. Let me fix my freaking microphone as well. There we go. Should be good. All right. Amazing. Crackling is from Romania. We have Jackson from Nigeria. What's happening, my friend? Good to see you. KSX, Australia. Awesome stuff. We have Vanny from Italy, Italia, Paris, France. You should visit Romania one day. Well, I will probably visit Romania very, very soon. That's for sure. England, Pakistan. Daniel, what's up? Turkey, first time. Senzi recognized my message. Okay, why ask him many times? Japan, Poland. All right, G's. Okay, yo, let's get to work, man. Let's get to freaking work. Let's make sure we have everything ready here. If you can help us out by smashing up that like button, it'll be highly appreciated. I have nothing to sell you here. I'm just here to share my journey. I'm sharing how I trade on a daily basis here. So let's see what we can do. Okay, today we are kind of forced to stay on the lower time frames. Why? Because we are in a 30-minute range. Okay, we all know why. The main reason is probably going to be because we have the FOMC, man. Tomorrow we have the FOMC. We have to take that in consideration. So clearly that is absolutely important. But if you look here today, let's do a quick top down. Let's do a quick run up of actually what has happened, because gold is still, in my opinion, right now, and I said it after Thursday, right? We didn't want to long gold, right? And I think that was the best. No, was it Thursday? No, Friday. We didn't want to long gold because it was clearly the best decision, because the gold dropped pretty hard after that on a Friday here. So if you go here and we open this up, you can actually see very well how we got neglected right here on a Friday, right? We had that stream and I said I don't want to long. I think longing is tricky. And the main reason why I said that longing was tricky was because, you know, we were overvalued. Right here, you can see that. Overvalued against the dollar, right? And again, that was the exact top at that given moment, but we were a major support, so we were a little bit cautious there. We said, like, it's not better to long gold right now, to be patient. And then after the stream, obviously freaking after the stream, you guys know how it goes, right? Price dropped and it actually took out the lows and it kept coming down here. But now we're kind of in a range, okay? So it's very interesting to see what's happening here. But clearly, gold at this moment is more on the bullish side right now, as you guys can see, okay? So from this moment onwards, let me put the music a bit down here if it's a bit too much. Let me see here. We can actually see that right now gold is in a range. And the dollar is, where's the dollar doing actually? Let me see on the daily time frame here. The dollar is actually weaker, okay? That's kind of the thing right now. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Tommy. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate this, okay? My man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Hope it's good right now. Yeah, let me know if the music is good. I can't hear it correctly, but if it's not good, just let me know in the chat. Then we'll figure that shit out later. Okay. Anyways, dollar is pushing down right now a little bit. Okay. So overall, I must say, to be honest, that the dollar is now starting to look weaker. And the reason why I like this a lot is because we were extremely overvalued against the euro, number one, right? So if we use a tool that we have been talking about right here already for the past, I don't know, week on the stream. Last week was our first week. We had actually an amazing week, guys. I'm actually very, very happy with our first trading week live again after, you know, so many streams. But we took a little break and it's amazing that we're back right now on the streams again. But, you know, we came from a major overvaluation on the euro, okay? And every time when we're overvalued against the euro here, you can actually see how eventually we should be coming down. And what the dollar kind of had to take out the highs here, right? The dollar had to take out these freaking highs. And then after these highs were taken out, you can actually see very well that price is now coming down, right? So first it takes out the highs and then it reverses. That is usually a really, really good sign. It's when it takes out previous highs and then comes down again. And keep in mind that the dollar still has that gap sitting right there, okay? So we still have that gap that has not been filled yet, okay? So what I'm looking for is actually see if we can get towards that gap now. Now that these highs are taken out, right? And that price could potentially push down into that gap. At least that's kind of what I'm looking for at this moment. So if that's the case, then I'm still going to be favorable for gold here, okay? And the main reason why is because gold is right now still in that higher time frame demand. And we actually have not broken that demand yet, guys. So if we mark out a daily demand zone right around there, okay, we still haven't broken that demand zone. So people can say whatever, but we're still in a daily demand zone. And if the dollar shows signs of weakness, then I still am supported by potential, you know, reactions around that zone here. So you can actually see how we're holding up, how we're kind of respecting the levels right now, and how the dollar is definitely more on the weaker side right here. So overall, I'm still in the short term, at least, a bit optimistic, because if the dollar can give us an opportunity at least towards that gap, right, and we can get a cool off a little bit, and then the question is there a chance for the dollar to pull back and continue higher or anything in that matter? But that's something that I think for now makes the most sense here. So the fact that we found that support is very, very interesting. Now at the same time, we also have a full trading day right here, which is Monday. And if we mark out the volume profile on gold right now over Monday, so let's do this as well, then we can actually see right now that we bounced from the previous daily value area low, okay? And we wrote a whole book around how you can use the volume profile and how this can help you with finding really good levels right here. And if you then break back above the point of control, we can also confidently say that even if you compare it to yesterday, that right now, right, buyers are definitely in control here at the moment. So clearly in that range, I'm still relatively optimistic rather than, you know, pessimistic, like a lot of people would say right now, okay? The only difference is, right, if we take this back to the 5-minute time frame, what can we see here in the valuation? Let me know in the chat, please. Okay, and what does this actually mean? I would love to know if people have been, you know, paying attention a little bit to what we have been doing on the streams, especially last week when we had 4 or 5 trades, and it was all based around this exact model, right? So let me know. How does this indicator work? It's pretty much an overvaluation or undervaluation against any other instrument. In this case, for gold, we use, you know, the dollar, and then we go from there, right? So that's kind of the overall idea here. But for now, we're overvalued, right? We're overvalued on the 5 minute. So what I want to see now, roughly speaking, is just a little bit more of a pullback again, all right? And preferably to the 16, all right? Something to the point of control is something I would be willing to look at. So if you can pull back towards the point of control, the previous daily point of control, then I think we might actually have something that we're looking for. The reason why I like this so much is because also you can see that this is exactly where a lot of buyers stepped in here in the order flow. Okay, so if we have this confirmation now, we close above it and we pull back, we might have exactly pretty much what we need to. Okay, but it's only 5 minutes, so it's not per definition a really like outstanding signal here, but I do really like the overall reaction. So if we can pull back, I might be looking for a nice long setup, right? If we can find at least somewhat of a pullback, getting the dollar, letting the dollar slow down a little bit like it's doing already all day long. Look at this massive bearish print today, also on the daily candle. So I do like to see more or less a little bit of a continuation during the New York session, at least a little bit more of a bounce or a push higher in that or from the demand zone. But you know, like I said before, I don't like to buy the top. I like to just wait for the right pullbacks, and you know, we definitely know how that actually saved us over the last, like, you know, couple of days already, right? So, and also how it screwed me over once when I wasn't listening to my own bias. And this is also an important layer. Because actually, in many cases, it was not just the tool. The tool was helping, but I was not helping myself. So clearly, sometimes you need to also follow your rules, as you guys already know. Hi Lorenzo, why does the Telegram bot is not working? Couple things in the backend, I guess. We need to figure that out. So we are overvalued on the 5 minute against the dollar, meaning we reach the local top. Better to wait for pullback and undervaluation. Yeah, I completely agree. I actually think it's going to be very helpful to wait for that undervaluation right now and see if we can actually pull back. Because definitely we can already see that a lot of sellers are coming in right here, right? And these are a lot of sellers coming in right now. So yeah, definitely agree. I think that's definitely the best decision here at this moment right now. Definitely. Asian lows also have been taken out. Let me actually see in the sessions here. I think that the have seen definitely the London lows and the Asian lows being taken out exactly. So yeah, any pullback would be nice. That's something that I'll be looking for, man. Definitely. Yo, how did you manage to fly out of Dubai? Well, actually, I'm not living in Dubai, man. I'm actually living in Bali right now. But right now I'm in a city called Kuala Lumpur, my friend. All right, Kuala Lumpur. You want to see it? Let me show you exactly what I mean with this. Pretty fucking sick, actually, if you ask me. Okay? Pretty sick. Let me know if you guys can see this right there. Boom, baby. Malaysia. So beautiful, by the way. I never expected Kuala Lumpur to be this freaking nice. It's a great city. Very impressive city, if you ask me, to be honest with you, man. But anyways, that's the situation. I've never lived in Dubai long term. So yeah. Definitely. Yeah, man. So a lot of selling right now is coming in. That's for sure. Oh, let me see what's going on there. A lot of sellers are coming in here, as you guys can see here, right? 601 on the bid right now. That means that 601 market sells have been executed right at this 15-minute candle. So you can see that it's definitely outperforming the amount of buying right now that's taking place as well. So definitely looking for a pullback here. That is for sure. All right, that is for sure. But I must say the overall structure today is not per definition, or at least for this trading session, in my opinion, is not per definition really weak. You know, that's why I'm still looking at like a pullback scenario, etc. Check the dollar index. Yeah, like right now, if you go to the 15-minute, let me see what we have here. Yeah, the dollar is it's just chilling, bro. Dollar is chilling. I mean, it's kind of, it doesn't look that weak, right? We do have support here at this moment here. So yeah, of course I want to see a weaker dollar, but we don't know if the dollar will actually try to push here as well here. I want the dollar to push a little bit back upwards so we can actually see if we can pull back a bit with gold right now. Okay. That would be ideal for me personally. Right? I do want to see the pullback for sure. Xavier says, mad respect from you, Lorenzo. Still traveling, still committed with the stream setup and analysis. Thank you. Bro, this whole streaming setup on travel is like, it's definitely a hustle. Not gonna lie, it's definitely a hustle, but it's so worth it, bro. And that's the beautiful thing about trading, right? We can be anywhere we want. We can stream from anywhere we want if we want to. Just have to have a good setup and then, you know, a good internet connection. I'm happy that the internet is working good, though. That's positive for sure. That's for sure. Ooh, that's definitely the case, yeah. Ooh. Malaysia is underrated, but so hot, bro. It is hot, okay? And when I say it's hot, it is hot. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Is it humid? Yeah, it's super humid, bro. It's super humid. You start sweating your you start sweating your balls off. Definitely me. Definitely me. Benarmi said Spain is amazing. Madrid, bro. I lived in Barcelona for, I don't know, I think around 6 months. I love Barcelona myself, bro. I really like Barcelona. When I lived in Barcelona, it was very nice. I had a really good time there. Amazing city. The only way, if I would be ever living back in Europe again, okay, if I ever would go back to Europe again, I would definitely live in the south, somewhere like Italy, Spain, you know, anything that matter, anything that matter. Yeah, so dollar is definitely finding support at the moment here. Okay, so this might be suppressing gold, as we can see here. And you can also see that right now, these are all 15-minute candles, by the way, right? If you look at the order flow, these are 15-minute candles. You can see that here the bottom was set right around there. This is this candle, by the way. Okay, so the candle that you see right here is actually this candle right there. Okay, you can actually see that. Oh, let me actually look on the 50-minute. Sorry, it's actually this candle right there. Okay, so when people say there is demand, all right, this is like a 15-minute demand zone. It's actually true, right? You can actually see that there is a lot of buying in this candle right there. You definitely see this. But what I consider to be very strong demand is also if there are a lot of sellers that are stuck or trapped in their position as well here. That is for me the perfect combination. Like a lot of trapped selling at the bottom here. So that means that a lot of people were selling into a level, but they couldn't proceed. They couldn't push price further down, right? So for that reason, when price then flips bullish, all these sellers are trapped in their position. And if this happens around an area of interest from our side, like a volume level or anything that we use, like demand, supply or demand zone or whatever, and it's super powerful, super powerful. Okay, so yeah, this is what I'm learning right now, by the way, guys. Just so you know, I'm also just trying to understand this better and better and better and better every day. And I feel that I'm controlling it so much better than, let's say, a year ago, you know, when I started to implement this. Now I really start to see like the ins and outs, and now I understand why people are crazy about it, because it is definitely amazing confirmation when you look for entries. And there is no doubt about that. Yeah. Is the dollar strong or is the dollar weak? Well, if you look at overall on the daily, like, you can't say that the dollar is strong right now, right? You can't say that the dollar is strong. As a matter of fact, you have a really strong daily candle down, bearish daily candle right now with a major push further to the downside. So clearly, you know, there is definitely a lot of pressure there. Okay. And you can also see it on the 30-minute already, right? The dollar is not really bullish. It tried to push higher, but it just doesn't want to go. It doesn't really want to go anywhere. Okay. So yeah, that's definitely what we're seeing right now in gold. But anyways, we have the hourly closure in like 11 minutes, 12 minutes. So we're going to see where this hourly candle closes, of course. Go check out the TRXX mall, fairly new and no tourists there. Best shopping mall in Kuala Lumpur. Nice. TRX. Okay, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Definitely gonna check this out here. I will be here for a couple more days, max, and then we'll fly again. But for now, I really like it here. Okay, so we're back at the POC. All right, so this is that level that I was talking about before already. We're still relatively overvalued right now, though, so we're still really kind of in a neutral territory. But this is a good level. This is a strong level here. Okay, that's definitely an important area. All right, we also see that low volume node right there. There's not much volume traded in between. But if you look at the order flow, you can actually see that there are much more sellers right now than buyers. So what is your goal with the streams? My goal with the streams here is just to make sure that I show up as much as I can around the New York Open. Be here, just do my thing, trade, find my opportunities, pretty much in every market condition, and try to adapt wherever I need to adapt on, man. So if the market is slow, if the market's in a range, you know, I just mark this out and I notice for myself and I learn from this. And I also say, okay, we're in a range right now, in a ranging market, right? We're in a balanced session. So now I can confidently say, okay, we are in a balanced trading session today. So we need to be able that if we are in a balanced trading session, that we only trade the extremes, okay? So for me, that is a big deal. So if we are in the extremes, we only look at certain levels that we will be trading at. But my goal with the streams here is just to show up every day and just keep repeating the same thing every day, man. That's it. Just be here, trade, and share whatever I can share on the stream. Are you overall bullish or bearish on gold for this quarter? You know what the thing is, bro? If I look at the market right now, right, and we look at the daily. Let's go to the daily for a second here, because this is absolutely super important. Let's go to the daily time frame here, because, man, bro. Okay, let me put it up here. All right, so first of all, like fundamentally, I could already see from the beginning, like, oh, I'm super bullish, right? Fundamentally, there are so many reasons why I would be considered bullish, because the fact that we are, you know, in a war, we have all kinds of things going on right now. But if we go for the technicals and we actually look technical of these lines, I cannot say the same thing at this current moment, at least. Okay, so if you look here at this higher time frame, you can see that, you know, we had that supply zone right there. We got rejected, right? Price broke down, created another supply zone right now. We're getting rejected again. We have another supply zone right here at like 55152. So we're constantly building up these supply zone at this moment, okay? Just to make sure that you understand. So right now we are facing all that freaking resistance. So in order for me to technically be aligned again, you know, we need to take out supply, we need to form new demand, we need to pull back into demand, and then I could confidently say again, okay, we're ready to rock and roll here. Right now I see a huge contrast between the fundamentals, which are freaking bullish, because you're dealing with the war. You have that, you know, overall China, the China news and everything around this. You have that supply shock, everything around the gold and the metal sector. It makes total sense fundamentally. But then I look at the technicals, and I just don't see the alignment at the moment on the higher time frame. Okay, so for this reason, I just play it day by day. Okay, and I'm not here trying to see, okay, that we are that I'm just gonna go long right now. So and hold my trade forever, right? So this is why I'm just trying to go to the lower time frame, see if we can get opportunities, because in the end, we're gonna get into opportunities every freaking week. Every week there are opportunities out there, anyways. So for me, it does not really matter too much at the moment if gold is bullish or is bearish. But yeah, on the higher time frame, okay. People say, okay, the monthly time frame, look at the monthly time frame, but we're pulling back. Okay, look at the 3-month time frame. We are gonna close now a 3-month candle in 14 days from now. Okay, so even if the next candle will be created, you know, you do also want to see some sort of bottom wick getting created as well here. So regardless if price would go up, we do want to see a little bit more of a push to the downside maybe in order to get there. But for today, it does not really matter to me because we're in a range and we're simply holding on right now. So I'm waiting for a little bit more clarity here. What you at least can see for sure is that gold right now is just struggling, right? It's struggling. But that's for me the best way to get back in gold again, okay? It's just, if supply is in control in the higher time frame, okay, which it clearly is, okay? You can definitely see that supply was formed, we got rejected, new supply was formed here, we had that rally-based drop, and then again, we had a major drop. What just needs to happen for me is that we take out supply, we pull back, we respect a demand zone that was created, and we find that support here, and we can look for the continuation higher. And then I'll be already willing to see what we can do. Okay, so now we're kind of trying to do that here. Okay, we're trying to hold on into that demand here, but we're not really having any follow through right now at the moment. So if this breaks down, then supply is definitely in control, sellers are definitely in control. Then the question is this going to be short term, is it going to be long term? But what we do know is that the fundamentals are just bullish, and that the only confirmation that we need technically is that we just break highs and pull back and take out any of these supply zones that are recently created. What is the difference between gold and your chart? This is futures, okay? This is the futures chart. It's the same thing, man. But it's just the futures chart right here, because right now I'm trading futures. It's kind of easier for me as well when trading the footprint chart to just use futures as well. But even if I trade, let's say, or it's just easier to explain it on stream, but even if I trade like on MetaTrader, using Vantage, for example, my broker, then it's still easy to just use Orderflow as well if I wanted to. But it's slightly different because the price levels are different. The candles are just the same. God's favorite says the 3-month candle is for sure going to close bullish. Surely you don't think that we are going to flip the opening price on that candle. Where are we now? We have 14 days left. Bro, that's a major dump. If that needs to happen, we need to come down like what? Another 13% from now. I don't think so with the dollar being already overvalued right now. I think that's a bit too much indeed. I would be very surprised if gold would flip this 3-month candle, bro. To be really honest with you. So, yeah. Definitely not. I agree. Overall, man, sellers are coming in. We have 22 seconds left. We're going to finally see the hourly closure here. And on the hourly time frame, we actually still close below the VWAP. So we're still seeing sellers are kind of pushing hard. So definitely, you can see that definitely the sellers are trying aggressively to push price down right now. But we are in a key level here, the point of control right now from yesterday. Jackson says currently on longs, hoping it rejects and push higher before I open more positions. Yeah, right now, bro, the hourly candle, I think, is kind of trying to. The only difference right now is that we can definitely see that we are still getting suppressed heavily right now. Sellers are super strong here. I would love to go a little bit deeper into the order flow. I'm not like an order flow genius or anything in that matter, just so you guys know. But you can definitely see that there is a lot of selling right now. Price has been holding up in this area where buyers stepped in. But there is a lot of selling activity right now at the moment. So let's see if we can actually respect the POC and actually hold up here. I love that the dollar is getting weaker though. I really, really like the dollar slowing down here. Okay. I do really like that actually. I would love to see this continuing. Yes, all right, guys. Sorry, thank you. We're talking about some entries right now. He's talking to his girlfriend. Yes. So she was saying, I was actually looking at 4990 on gold right now. 4990 right here. Let's see if she's actually right. 4990 or 5,000, but she said 4990 first. If she's right today, that's gonna be really cool. That's gonna be really cool. We're gonna figure that shit out. 4990 here on spot, right? So I don't know, where is this exactly? I think that's right below the very low. Hi Lorenzo, I applied through the forum for Vantage. Would like to know how long it takes to be processed. I don't know exactly how long it takes. I will let you know. It should not be that long, by the way. It should not be that long. What do you think is better, Orderflow or bookmap? Bro, this is just personal preference, I think. You know, this is, in my opinion, just personal preference. I really like the footprint though. I think that the footprint is giving me really, really good information. Bookmap is still very, very good. But what the thing is with bookmap, I can't really see like the actual candles, right? What's happening inside of the candle. I would know what happens in the candle itself. That's why I have the footprint chart. That's what I care about the most. Because it's super, super interesting, man. It's interesting to look at one candle, for example, right here. This is 1 50-minute or 1 hourly candle right here, right? This is 1 hourly candle. And within this hourly candle, you can literally see that in this hourly candle, in here, the most selling took place. The most volume was traded. You know, you would never know that, right? Outside. You could easily think that, you know, you don't know that the fact that like inside of this candle right here is where the most volume has been traded. And sometimes it's in a wick, okay? Sometimes it's in a freaking wick. How do you know that there is the most volume traded, right? There's a good example here, right? On this hourly candle, the most selling was there in that wick. So that's why it's so interesting. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the reason why we're not buying yet, guys, because we're still a little bit on the overvaluation side here. You see that? So that's why I'm very careful with buying. And we have seen so many times that gold just will come down. It will get to an undervaluation, and then we'll find our entry. So that's why I think that my girlfriend is actually right. To be honest, I do believe that, because last time we were undervalued, we formed the bottom very, very nicely. But we did also have a bit of a bottom at the equilibrium, which we also see happen a lot. So I do actually like it. I do actually like it. And by the way, Friday on the stream when we're overvalued, we also came down. We also came down, remember? So we can't neglect this, by the way. We also came down at this moment as well here. So usually in an overvaluation, we have to be a bit more cautious with longer. And the last time when we didn't listen to that, or not you guys, but when I didn't listen to that, you guys know exactly what happened. So I learned my lesson, G. I learned my lesson, bro. I learned my freaking lesson. You know, I'm not gonna do that shit again. You understand this, right? I was chasing. Tell her to do the stream. For her to do the stream instead of me. Well, maybe one day she come on stream as well. That's the first day I jumped into your stream. Wow. Yeah, welcome. Welcome, my friend. Well, good to see you, though. Good to see you. God's favorite says we are going to manipulate down. Okay. You know, there are always people out there on the streams, right? They always know exactly what's going to happen in the market. They know exactly what's going to happen. It's like they have an X-ray vision. They know exactly what the market's going to do. Even when I think I know, personally, right? Even when I think I know, I would still never say I am 100% certain this is going to happen. Because I don't know what the market's going to give me now in the next 5 minutes, in the next 50 minutes, in the next hour. I really don't know, and I accept that I don't know. The only thing that I can control are potential scenarios that I will be looking for, okay? Or manage my risk, or knowing when I will be trading and when I will stay out of the market. That's the only thing that I can control. But predicting, you know, directions at the moment is definitely not something I'm willing to do. Yeah, we're pushing a bit down already here. Sellers are just in control, G. Sellers are just in control right there. You can see this box right now. Price trying to tap into this. We're also dealing with the VWAP. The only thing that could make sense is to short it below the point of control, down towards the lows, right? So if we break down here and we actually flip this right now, we actually come down, and we're actually trying to flip it. But because the dollar is very weak, I think that will be a bit of a counter trade. So the best setup for me will be price comes down on the 5-minute time frame, lower time frame. Price drops a bit, find support, and we buy. That would be my ideal trade for today. How many trades did you took last week? How many trades did we took, like, guys? I think we traded every day except for Friday. Yeah, I think we traded every day except for Friday. Because Friday was a bit wild. Friday was a bit slow, and then later in the session, we started to see the volume coming in, but that was after the stream. Hey Lorenzo, what's your opinion on the Nas? Let me see what the Nasdaq is up to actually, man. Let's just go over it right now, because the Nasdaq, I hope the Nasdaq, yes, I actually wanted to see a bit of a push up from the Nas lately. I'm actually kind of happy that we're seeing this right now. That makes sense now that oil is slowing down, right? And the dollar as well. But we will be in major resistance soon. So we are already at major level. I was looking at this already. Where was that level here? Did we actually did that? We actually did this yesterday? Yeah, we actually did that. We actually took out the high. And we dropped. Wow, okay. That's very interesting, man. It's really good to see the Nasdaq pushing up higher right now. The fact that we're holding that support is actually really good. I really like it. I think the Nasdaq is looking pretty healthy. I think that we need to see that pullback into like the 24,847. Let's go to lower time frame. And I actually really like what I'm seeing right now. Let's go to the previous daily. Yeah, I think this is really good. Let's see how the New York Stock Exchange opens up in 15 minutes, right? I think that makes total sense. I just think we need to be a bit more patient. Same thing right now. I think we're going to see pullback. What I would love to see is the previous daily highs getting taken out. And if we then create some sort of weakness, I think we might drop lower first. I would love to see something like that. Vanessa says, would love to see the Nasdaq push up into that previous weekly POC and daily supply. That would be the best. That would be the best if we can come up all the way towards the daily supply zone. Because the macros are still not looking that good here, right? So we have this zone, And this is what I'm saying, right? If you can tap into and take out the previous daily highs, tap into that supply zone right here. So for example, we have that beautiful daily supply. We have the previous daily high sitting right there. And we have that supply zone above it. So this is exactly what we were talking about. If you can push up higher, we take that out, we get into that supply zone and we show weakness, I would look for shorts on the Nasdaq. And I would actually target the weekly lows. I would actually target the weekly lows because we didn't even have a proper open, okay? We didn't even have a proper bottom wick around the Sunday open. We just squeezed up, that's it. So if we can tap into that supply zone, we are overvalued. We tap into that supply zone and we see some bearish structure getting formed or rejection or reversal. I'm going to be short biased on the Nasdaq for sure. So a little bit of a squeeze and then a rollover, right? That's pretty much it. So I do really like it. In the meantime, guys, while we're waiting here for the New York Stock Exchange to open up, if you like this free education, then you can smash up that like button, okay? That would really help us on stream here. I'm right now in Kuala Lumpur, as you guys can see. Let me show you one more time. Right now here in Kuala Lumpur, super freaking nice. One of my favorite buildings, by the way. I actually never knew that. Apparently super famous. I didn't even know about it. But it's like, it's pretty wild. Oh, there we go. Super crazy. But if you really like this free education, then give your boy a like, man. I do this for free. I go live here on a day-to-day basis. I was going to be live yesterday, but yesterday I actually missed my flight. Okay? I missed my freaking flight. So you just understand why I was not live yesterday. Otherwise, I would be live yesterday. And my goal here is to be live 5 days a week for you. Trade the New York session. Sometimes I will trade, sometimes I don't trade. It just depends on the setup. But I'm just going to be here sharing my insights, sharing my, the things that I want to share. And I'm kind of learning, getting better with you guys every day. I'm always trying to see where I can improve on. And just do that, man. Just keep up with that process. And I think we're going to get there. Cheers. Appreciate that. I still love the fact that gold is not following through here, and I actually don't really want the gold to go up right now. Okay, I really want gold to actually just chill and push back further lower. It's definitely holding up pretty well here. I think the main reason is because the dollar is coming down. That's the main reason why, right? Has to be. If the NQ is pumping, you can already see, okay, the dollar is dropping. Jose Gonzalez, my G, welcome to the stream, bro. Appreciate you, man. Currently on the road. But if you have any questions, my G, welcome. Let me know. How's Malaysia so far? Very nice city. It's very clean. Nice people. Yeah, very, very impressive. Okay, I usually go to Singapore. If I go for a business trip or something, usually it's Singapore. But yeah, Malaysia is nice too. Yeah, so sellers are definitely holding price down here, right? The main reason why gold is not pushing higher right now is just because of the fact that these sellers that you see right here are trying to keep price down. Every time when you come here, you know, you see that absorption, price is getting absorbed, and gold is not really following through. That's why you see that since the pretty much the beginning of the stream, we have been kind of hovering around at the same price here, right? This is like a 1 minute range, so you can kind of see already how we're kind of trying to push higher, but we're not really doing much right now. So you can see that sellers are definitely trying to control price here still. Xavier says your streams are a huge help. Trading is definitely the solo skill. You only find like-minded traders on live streams, and yours is top shelf 5 stars. I've learned patience is super important. For me, patience right now is everything. That doesn't mean we never trade, guys. Just want to let you know. Doesn't mean we never trade, but it's just like you need to find good entries, bro. The only loss that I encountered last week was because I was not patient enough. That was literally the only reason, right? All the other trades, I was patient, I was waiting. Everything I liked was just the perfect setup. It was just the perfect setup on the 5 minute, super clean. So I completely agree, bro. And I appreciate that, man. Yeah, so what are the scenarios on gold? I'm going to mark you a scenario that I will be looking at right now, because for me, gold is still something I want to long. And the main reason is because the dollar, look at the dollar. This session today, the dollar seems to be really weak, right? You can already see how price has been opening bearish. We took out the daily highs before already, right? We manipulated these highs on the daily time frame. We reversed. So everything looks bearish. The daily candle looks bearish. We have the huge gap below. Everything is bearish in my end for the dollar, right? It's just that gold is not really pushing up, at least not yet. So I think that it will give us an opportunity, right? If gold can drop a bit lower, then that will be the ideal case scenario. So what I would love to see is that we kind of slow down with this valuation. We push down, we break a bit lower. And I actually do believe that on gold spot, for example, right? The 5,000 is a good level to look at, the 5,000, or the actual lower lows here, the actual lows on the lower time frame. So it's pretty much like somewhere around here. It totally depends on where we actually are and if you can find some support and if you can look for our push higher. So I'm waiting for the push down for a push higher for my entry. Yeah. Pretty much like that, actually. So yeah. Bro, share a playlist? Yeah, I will definitely do that, man. I will definitely do that. I'm working on it right now. I'm building the most freaking epic playlist for you that you can use when you're trading the New York session or the London session or whatever session you trade. I'm building the most epic playlist for you. Trust me, mark my words, okay? If you like a little bit of house, a little bit of Latin, drum, progressive house, tribal house, Afro house, I'm your guy. Hi Lorenzo, I've also noticed that gold is also moving with oil. Whenever oil goes higher, gold pushes down. I agree. I use oil too now as an extra confirmation. But usually you can also see that the dollar and oil are also fair aligned as well right now. So for me, I still just use the dollar at the moment. Yeah, sellers are pushing. We're still below the VWAP as well. You can clearly see that, right? We're still below the VWAP. That same level that we talked about right here on the footprint chart is still holding. 132 delta, negative delta. That means actually that there's a lot more selling than buying here. And this is why, because we closed below that it's now acting as resistance. So I would not be surprised if it will break down a little bit, guys, to be honest. Yeah, sellers are taking control here. There we go. Man, the point of control is still holding up so well. It's holding up so well. We are dealing with the New York Stock Exchange open now, right? So we need to see that move. We really need to see that move. We want to see that move right now. Just give us a direction right now, clearly. We need to stop ranging. Tomorrow we have the FOMC, by the way, guys. Hope you guys are aware of this. Now, overall, from the Federal Reserve interest rate decision, no one really expects, you know, a rate cut or something like that. So don't worry about a rate cut. But what I think is super important here is that Jerome Powell will definitely talk about the situation with Iran right now and the oil prices and how that might affect or impact inflation. And I think this is going to be the majority, this is going to be the major conversation talk, right? The understanding of the inflation and stuff around the interest rate or the upcoming interest rate decisions, or, you know, what are the scenarios. So I think it's going to be much more important to listen to his speech than the actual outcome of the news. Karen, yo, I'm back on the stream after 2 years. Damn. Damn. Welcome back. How you doing, my friend? What have you been up to? Why you started using footprints? You don't use LTA concept anymore. I get this question a lot. A lot of people are confused about this. But to be really honest with you, bro, the footprint chart is nothing more than an additional layer, an additional confirmation, right? It's just data, right? Extra data for confirmation, but the rest is pretty much the same thing. Karen says, I actually stopped trading Forex for the last 2 years. I've been doing crypto, more like holding coins, but that didn't go so well. Coming back to my basics. Okay. Well, welcome back, my friend. Time to start trading again then. Crypto will have its moment at some point. All right, so if you now look at the footprint here, you can see that sellers are still willing to come in. The 5-minute looks pretty good, but the 15-minute is still getting rejected. So for me, in order to take an entry right now, I simply still have to wait for the pullback. Look at these sellers as well pushing in right now, right? Look at that major top wick. Karen says, I'm down 90% in crypto. Bought shitty coins, but in 10 days, I'm up 300% on my Forex account. Yo, that's why you need to trade, my G. That's why you need to trade. 300% is crazy though, but that's why you need to trade. And then use your profits and put it into investments that actually do make sense. Don't get me wrong, I've been there too. I've been investing in a lot of shitcoins too. So don't just say you're not the only one. But I kept trading for sure. Because we love this game. We love this game. And the reason why I love it is because I can be anywhere I want and trade anywhere I want. Couple hours a day, finding my setups. If the setup is there, I take it and move on. It's something that can be done consistently anywhere you want. No excuses, my friend. No excuses. You can do it on your computer. You can do it on your even on your phone if you have to be honest right now. You just need to have a strategy. I'm not saying that it's ideal to trade on the phone, right? But it's definitely possible. I mean, it's definitely possible. Do you think you were more profitable before than now? No, definitely not. That would be a bad sign if I would be less profitable now than before. You should ask the other way, question the other way around. Do you think you're more profitable now than before? What was your biggest mistake when you started, bro? Bro, I made so many mistakes when I started. I think the biggest mistake was that I just was moving around way too much instead of just sticking to something. Or at least sticking to something that makes sense and then adding on things. It's better than just moving on to a completely new strategy, right? So I think at the beginning of my journey, the only thing that I was doing was just moving around all the time. And that definitely didn't help me. So yeah. In my opinion, the best thing that you can do is just to master a strategy. So master one strategy and just stick to it. Okay. Whatever that strategy is, just master that one strategy and stick to it. And don't let anyone else tell you what to do. Okay? Just focus on that one thing, master it, and then look for additional improvements or whatever. but focus on one thing, man, and just don't listen to what anyone else has to say. Just focus on yourself, focus on your approach, and keep repeating it, right? Over and over and over and over and over again until you master it. All right, 50-minute closure is in 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So finally see some volume coming in. I do like this actually. I do like this reaction from the point of control now. And we're definitely not trying to break here. So if we can actually close above these sellers, that to me would change the game, because that means there is just a large absorption taking place now. So I do like it more and more now, even though we are definitely still overvalued, right? We just have to pull back still, but overall, that just means we can buy a bit higher without having to chase the market. Patient, Tessana, my G, welcome. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Good to see you. $50-minute closure is in 2 minutes. Let's stick on a 5-minute on this chart right here. And a 50-minute on the footprint. Libeo says hello from Malaysia. What's happening, my bruv? You live in a nice country, nice city. Are you in Dubai? No, right now in Malaysia as well, in Kuala Lumpur. Super nice city. Actually really enjoy it here, man. Super nice. All right, if we can actually close above these highs right there, I would actually really like this, because that shows me there is potential follow through here, and that gives me a bunch of trading opportunities. It's crazy how gold is still in that same range. See the charms around my neck, plenty demons try to test, but me not fear nothing. Looking like a big boy, no you cannot enter this function. Don't really know Lewis to know he do always be up to something. Make glow too bright, fiddle. Blessings fall when me arm it. Energy being cleaned, I'm not running. Still me rise, can't unplummet. See me vibe contagious, spirit outrageous. Talk sweet, but me style dangerous. From the block to the stage, still gracious. I know, say one encore. Many ripper I go for. Couldn't last a day in these size 15s at all. I had to pivot, remind myself to some tall. Now my spirit elevate, can't stop. See the charms around my neck. Can I have this playlist? I will love to give it to you, my man, but right now it's an epidemic sound, so I don't think you can really work with this. But I will get a Spotify playlist. So many people have been asking about it. We're gonna definitely do this for sure. Do you do live trading? Yes, sir. We pretty much traded every day last week except for Friday. But it needs to make sense with my analysis though. I'm not gonna force a trade because of the streams, you know? I just want to make sure that when I take a trade, it's just because I want to take the trade, not because I have to take a trade for the streams or whatever, right? I don't think that makes much sense. So for me, it's just about the setup. And I can just repeat this every day.
No, you cannot enter this function. Don't really know lose and know he do always be up to something. Make glow too bright, fiddle. Blessings fall when me am it.
Yo, Angel Jovanovski, my man, welcome. Good to see you. When are you gonna stream on Kick? I don't know, man. I've tried it once. I need to figure that. I need to figure it out. I need to figure out how that works. I almost feel that Kick is always like a platform where you have to just be, you know, every day, you know, like stream like 7 hours a day, like non-stop. I think YouTube is like New York session, 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, do our thing, see our setups, come back. I don't know if there are many traders on Kick, by the way. I actually don't know that. Yeah, I do like this now, right? We have this bounce from the point of control. We have kind of like an entry model 1. But we're a bit overvalued, so I still want to see the pullback. The 90 bubble on order flow is one big order, one big bar. Yes, it's a single market order. Exactly. You're correct. It's a single market order, yes. Yeah, so what I'm looking at right now, in case you guys are curious, right? So I am looking for buys today. I am still looking for buys today. I'm just looking for the right entry around buys here. Initial entry was here, was an entry model 1. Well, you could kind of see that we were overvalued. So I was kind of hesitant with buying here. I actually just didn't want to buy. It didn't align with my setup here. Last time that happened, we were chasing. So I actually want to see price lower now, to be honest. Because I think we might stay in a balanced trading session today, as we talked about already. And not necessarily going to break out of this range. Okay, tomorrow we have the FOMC as well. So we have this hourly range. We're still in the range. So we might be ranging for the next day, pretty much until tomorrow. So that means we kind of have to look lower, like on the lower time frame and stuff. And this is why I didn't want to really buy, because you can already see how we're pulling back, right? Aggressively. And I would love to buy when we're actually undervalued. And I think we might get lower. So even though it looked very strong, gold loves to trap traders in these ranges, man. Gold loves to trap traders in these ranges. So if we're not in an extreme, like we already talked about at the beginning of the session, right? If we're not in an extreme, and then with an extreme, I mean like we're somewhere at the bottom of the range, or at the top of the range, right? And we're not overvalued or undervalued. Or we are undervalued or overvalued. I think that's where the best opportunities are. In the ranging market, because that means we don't try to buy in the middle of the range, because if we're buying in the middle of the range, we pretty much allowing ourselves to get trapped so easily, right? And that always seems to me the hardest play, right? Trying to buy in the middle of the range, you think, oh, you have an amazing entry, price flips like it's doing right now, right? So most likely all the people that entered here, they're gonna put their stops below. Guess what's gonna happen? So we took out some highs here from, let's see, we took out the London highs as well. We're reacting very bearish to this. And a lot of sellers are coming in. So I want to buy, but I want to buy lower. Mr. Zeng says, like last time when you lost 1K, I actually lost like 3K on that trade. On multiple, yeah, pretty much like that time as well. Actually, it's very similar, exactly. It's a good example. Exactly, bro. So yeah, I want to see price lower. And then get to the previous daily very low. And if we're undervalued, I think we can. I think I can buy here. I would love to buy there. Dollar is pushing back, but we're in that resistance soon. So I actually like that too. There we go. So if you would have bought there, right? If you would have bought around there, then that would have been potentially at the beginning a really good entry. It looked very good. Well, gold loves to trap traders during these market conditions, guys. I'm telling you. They love to trap traders during these type of market conditions. Pre-FOMC, savage. Yeah, we do have like a smaller range here as well, though. We can also use like a lower time frame range and also get to the very low here. I might be looking at this level 2 here, which is the 5002. Sorry, that's actually not the 5002. That's 5005. 5005 and 4994 on futures. On spot, it is the 5,000. Yeah, it's like the 5,000. Blackfield, yo Lorenzo, what's going on? What's happening, my G? I'm doing well. Good to see you again, bro. I'm traveling right now. I'm on the road. So you're not looking for sells? Not at the moment, no. Not at the moment. Just looking for buys today. Where are you heading? I'm heading back to Bali soon already. Just a couple days here in Malaysia right now. Asia is taking over, guys. I'm telling you. Asia is taking over. All right? They're taking over everything. The banking industry. The cities are thriving. It is safe. It's super safe. The tide is turning, my friends. The tide is turning. Lorenzo, a nice buy could be at 4,995. Yeah, something like that. 5,005, 4,095. So 95 or 5, pretty much. One of those two levels is all I'm looking at. There's definitely a lot of support here, like a crazy amount of support here. Okay, we cannot neglect this either. But this is what I'm saying. Like people, they love to, or traders love to be getting trapped around this moment right now. Especially in a ranging market condition. It's the perfect scenario for traps, right? So if I would buy in the middle of the range, I need to have a really good reason. I love the previous daily point of control. It's one of my favorite levels because it measures the volume from yesterday, where the most volume has been traded, and this usually acts as a support level. But if it's not in a, if it's like in a ranging market, it's very tricky, right? If the market's pushing up and we're pulling into the level from yesterday, it's so much easier because we're trending, right? But if we're in a range like this, and you're entering in the middle, it's so easy to get trapped. It's so easy to get trapped. So that's what we're trying to avoid right now, getting trapped for no reason. Layman, Lorenzo, why didn't you enter at the previous daily POC? That's exactly the reason. I just explained it. Yeah, so these are my levels pretty much, right? The 5,005. Looking for a push. Or like a... something like this. But I actually prefer like the lower. The lower the better, actually. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, the support is crazy at this level, right? We know why there is definitely a lot of support here. The point of control is usually really strong level, and usually it will be a level where I would be entering from. But not in a range, not in a flat range right now. Not on the higher time frame where we are pretty much flat. Need to be lower. We need to get lower for buys. This is the hardest part for me sometimes, man. Staying patient to me is the hardest part. Because you just want to trade, right? And also when you're streaming sometimes, it's going to be completely transparent with you guys. Sometimes when I'm streaming, I'm like extra motivated to trade. Does that make sense? Hard to explain what I mean with that, but like, hope you understand what I mean. But after so many streams, so many trades, it never goes away, bro. That feeling never goes away, okay? That feeling of like you just want to get into a trade, it never goes away, bro. Dit says your idea seems really good, but I got too hasty and joined the trade already. I've been in your shoes, my friend. I've been there too. Okay? I've been there too. So let's see what happens, man. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of selling pressure right now. We know that sellers are stepping in. We haven't seen any closure though, below the point of control. And this might be today, right now, the first closure below. Okay? So if 30 seconds left, if we close below, we might indeed get towards that level, the 5,000 or the 4,090 on spot, which is the previous daily very low or the fixed very low. Nazi says, how do you mark up your volume? All right, let me show you, my friend, okay? Let me show you how that's done. Especially for you. Especially for you. All right, so the first thing you do, okay, is you go to the left side. You go to volume based, okay? In TradingView, you have that section right there, the volume based. You click on the fixed range volume profile right here. And now you can use it any way you want, okay? I have a lot of different ways you can use the volume profile correctly. I'm just going to show you the easiest way, and that is by marking out a range, okay? So you have a range. This is a range marked, it's kind of ranging. And then it broke out, right? So then you draw. It's from the left to the right. So you click on the left, you slide it over, you go to the right, and then you see these levels right here, okay? Now the red line is your point of control. This is where the most volume was traded in that range. And this is the value area high and the value area low, okay? I've written a whole book about it. Right now, there's something wrong with the website. We're getting that fixed, but once it's done, you get a free book, a free ebook. You can get access to it, and then you can pretty much see exactly how to draw it correctly. But you're gonna see this on stream over and over and over again as well, okay? Now for the settings, I use 128 row size and 70 value area volume, okay? So 128, 70. Crossy Access says, I have FOMO right now. I got stopped out by 1 pip and now I will be on profits. I think it's time to close. Yo, sometimes what I do after a bad trade, I'm like done for today, man. I'm like, fuck it. Sometimes though, I just trust my system, right? I just trust my system and I know that over time I do the right thing. And I continue to go here, but it's usually not the system. If I lose a trade, but I follow my exact plan, I'm never really bothered by it. But if I, let's say, take a trade and I knew I should have taken a trade, but I took it anyways, that's when I'm pissed off, right? That's when I just want to close the computer and say, you know what, for today I'm done. Okay, it has nothing to do with like the setup not working, the system not working. It's just, oh, I messed up big time for no reason. I could have easily avoided it. And it's just usually because I was chasing that like dopamine spike, you know? Like chasing that quick dopamine, that quick, I want to take a trade. You probably recognize this yourself too, right? You get into the computer, you get behind your PC. And within 3 minutes, randomly you're in a position, like out of nowhere. And that's your brain tricking you, okay? That's your brain tricking you because you came with the intention to trade today and you enter and you were behind your computer, you open it up, you're sitting there, and then boom, somehow you force yourself into a position within 3 minutes. You should ask yourself the question, like, was it really a setup? Was it really all the rules, or did my brain just try to trick me into getting into the market just because I just want to be in the market, right? That's usually what happens, man. And that's something that I have also dealt with a very, very long time to get rid of. Very long time. And the main reason why I'm saying that is because to me, it was like I had a profitable trading system. I was doing everything good. And then I had one day where my brain was not fully functional, like working the way it should be working. And I was not mentally sharp enough to just control myself at that moment. And then I end up taking some random trade and I would ruin my whole trading week for no reason. And it's not that I've never done that. Like I've done this so many times that at some point you're so sick of it that you become very cautious, very careful. And then you need to be careful that you're not too careful. You need to find the middle ground, okay? You need to be able to adapt. But that takes the most time in my opinion, being able to do that. Also, man, you only mark up your volume profile on the 5 minute, or do you also mark it up from the previous week? I do mark it out from the 5 minute, 50 minute, 30 minute, anything under the 30 minute time frame pretty much. You can use the previous trading week, the previous trading day. You can use a swing profile where you take the low to the high. You can also do a range. These are kind of my 4 different versions. The previous day, the previous week, and the current week. The swing and the fixed. All right, we're getting rejected. And it's so crazy because every time you think, wow, this is going to go, right? Every time it's like, it's going to go higher. It's going to go higher. And then it just pushes down. But we're not breaking the point of control. We're not breaking it. So if this breaks down and we actually close below it, that's going to be very interesting, man. It's going to be very interesting. And then we're going to be there. Do you think you started streaming again at the right moment in the market? Well, in my opinion, if you look at last week, it was very messy, for sure. This week so far is very messy, for sure. So I would say no, it's definitely not the right session. But I don't think it really matters. It doesn't really matter when I would start. I just had to start. I just wanted to start. I didn't really care what market condition it was, right? Because imagine me starting the streams right now, for example, and I would start the streams again when things are perfect, when the market is perfect, when everything is perfect. That's great. And I would, you know, have a couple of more wins, whatever, right? Perfect. But is that really the reality of trading? No. The reality of trading is that we have different types of market conditions all the time, right? So I don't think it really matters. As long as I am consistent right now and I show up every day. When I'm not traveling, of course, all the time. Sometimes I can't stream because of traveling, but when I'm not traveling or when I'm in a hotel or whatever, I can pretty much stream at any moment. I don't really care about the market condition because we're gonna have good market conditions, we're gonna have bad market conditions. Just need to be consistent. We're gonna have amazing market conditions too, right? So if we cannot respect the shitty ones, we can also not respect the good times. But the beautiful thing about a ranging market though is, right, when the market is very boring like it is right now, for example, I do have a strategy, right? And the strategy is just to not buy, number one, in the middle of the range, only buy these extremes, and be a bit more patient. That's the only extra rule that I have. Dannypreneur. Nice name, man. Welcome to the streams, my friend. Good to see you. So the main thing right now is just to be freaking consistent, man. Be consistent. We trade any market condition. I don't care what type of market condition it is, because there is always a way to adapt. But it doesn't mean we can just enter random trades, right? Dollar is trying to push up, but definitely no strength, right? No, not enough push, not enough momentum for, definitely not enough momentum for the dollar right now. Not really. Literally, are we at the same price as the open? Pretty much. What kind of music do you guys like here? Okay, I'm telling you guys, I'm building the Lorenzo 3.0. Okay, the Lorenzo 3.0 playlist for you guys. We're gonna build some epic playlists for you guys. So you can stream, you can trade live. You don't have to trade live, sorry. You can trade any New York session. You put your headphones on, and you're just kill it, man. Trust me, you will kill it. I'll do my best. Do, 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 do. Sigma, my G. Amazing name. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well, bro. Bro, can you ask me what is the previous daily value area low and point of control? All right, let me explain. Good question, by the way. Previous daily point of control is where yesterday the most volume was traded, okay? So yesterday the most volume was traded at the 5016, all right? So the way to do that is by to draw the volume profile over yesterday from 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. New York time, okay? You use the volume profile, you draw it over the 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. and that gives you a red line, and the red line is the area where the most volume has been traded. Why is this important? This is where the battle took place, okay? This is where the most trades were executed at that price level. And this is why it usually, when I say usually, it acts like a strong area of support or resistance, okay? Now, that doesn't mean I will always buy from that level, right? You need context, but it's just a very important level to look at. The previous daily very low is the value area. So within this whole day, in between the very low and very high, is where the most volume was traded. So it's more of an overall understanding of where the most volume was traded, okay? This also acts as areas of support or resistance. So the volume levels that are naturally drawn to, they kind of act like a magnet. For a lot of people, these are areas where people take profit or where people, you know, exit or enter positions. So by default becomes an area of interest for traders, okay? And that's why we use it, because volume is very hard to be manipulated. Because volume are executed orders in the marketplace with significance, okay? It's very hard to be manipulated. So that's why these levels are usually very reactive. I hope that makes sense. And I'm really curious to see when we break down. Because we're getting undervalued now slowly. And there's so much selling here, so much selling, okay? So much more selling than buying. But I must say, price is holding up really, really well right now. So I'm not even sure if we're gonna get down towards the 4994, to be honest. I would actually not be surprised if we come back to the 5,005 and we then pull back higher and just sweep the lows again. Yo, you quit the villa? I'm not home right now. Let me see, let me see. Damn. So good. Come on, Goldie. Give us some movement. I don't care what it is. Go up, go down, go sideways. Or don't go sideways. Choose a direction, my friend. Choose a direction. You can do it. Lorenzo, you still know the gold song? Bro, are you kidding me right now? You're asking me if I know the gold song? You're asking me if I know the gold song? I created it, bro. Yeah, you understand. Gold. 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 I mean, we're holding. I know we're breaking. I know we're holding. Now we're breaking. Yeah, this is what we did in the past, G. So you have some clarification, understanding. Whenever we were in a trade, we used the song as a confluence. Yes, first closure, G's. First closure. It actually did it again. It did it again. Yes, you were correct, my friend. Okay, we have our closure now. Finally. Okay. Finally, At least on the 5 minute. Okay, on the 5 minute. Horrendous. Verkli, merci. Kadera from Dubai watching. Nice, my friend. Enjoy the streams, Habibi. Day before the FOMC, usually in positioning. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we kind of took that in consideration, definitely. Cowboy, you're completely correct. We're still in the range, right? So that's why we're waiting for that push down. At least give us a bit of more room instead of entering in the middle. Entering in the middle of the range is a bit trickier, and this is why we didn't buy here. Because if we would have bought, then we would have now been in a drawdown. So that was the main reason why we didn't buy there. Lorenzo, you want to tell us more about new places and things you want to visit? Europe, summer. For sure, the summer we go back to Europe here. My father, I want to see my father. We're going to meet some family, some friends. So I think it's going to be European summer, geez. Been in Bali for a really long time already. We are getting undervalued now, right? So interesting. Dollar is trying to push up. That's why gold is pushing down. On a 50-minute, we are in the middle, I think. We are right in the middle. Correct? Almost, okay? Almost in the middle, so. Yeah, I actually do believe the 5,005 is a good level. I do think so. I do think that. The 4,095 is the best level. But I will definitely see what happens around here. Okay, so tomorrow, G's, tomorrow we have the FOMC, right? So that means that most likely the most volume will be traded around that period. So I think it's much more interesting to see if we can stream the FOMC live rather than the New York session. That's my personal opinion here. What do you guys think? Keep in mind, it will be around, what, 2 a.m. for me, right? 2 a.m. But I'm definitely willing to do this. Nothing interesting on FOMC this time. Bro, this FOMC will be super interesting. Don't just look at the numbers and the data, man. The press conference will be super interesting. Everything to do with Iran, oil, inflation, expectations, you name it. All right, so now we are getting towards areas where things get more interesting. If we can reflip, break down one more time, tap it to the point of control, I think we're getting somewhere closer now to an important level. These lows are really taken out right now. The 50-minute has closed below, right? So now we are actually dealing with a complete breakdown here, closure below. So do you take weed when trading? No, I don't smoke. I think it makes you really stupid, to be honest, bro. I'm not saying that I've never have done that either. When I was in the Netherlands. Okay, I'm from the Netherlands originally, right? So it's very easy. It's like going to the supermarket, super easy to get. It's legal. Blah, blah. But it makes you more stupid. It made me more stupid. That's for sure. So definitely not gonna do this anymore. I'm way too old for this shit now. And I'm way more productive. And I'm way more successful. And I'm way more sharper in my ways. It's truly a waste of time. Give me my tea, man. I got my tea, bro. I got my green tea. Okay? That's my shit. Green tea. You guys are so funny, man. You guys are so freaking funny. No coke, no shrooms. Don't do that stuff. I think the lowest it came on gold spot here was 5,003. Let me actually check if this is even better. Let me see. Top, bottom, top, bottom, top, top, bottom, top, bottom. Yeah, I actually think we can go still a little bit lower. I'm still thinking that we're not fully there yet. I think that this first reaction was good, but we did have a closure below. Now I do want to see price pushing into this and then reacting, right? Any of these levels, man. Any of these two levels are still levels I'm looking for. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so tomorrow will be FOMC, my friends. Tomorrow we'll trade the FOMC. What a market condition since I started this week. Actually, last week I still managed to do like 5 trades. Which is crazy if you look at the market conditions right now. So I hope that this week will be a bit better. Right now, obviously tomorrow we have the FOMC, so you never know. But I kind of accept this right now, right? Being at the end of March, the end of the quarter. Kind of accept the situation around the war and everything. But the only thing that we want is volume right now. That's it. Volume and direction, right? That's it. But if you don't get that, we just look at the extremes and we trade the extremes of the range itself. So then it means just to wait for the bottom of the range to be formed and just to bottom out. Crackling says, I also think a lot of the money will be wiped out today. Could be, man. Definitely. Anyways, thank you for the support, my friend. We just show up every day. That's what we do now. Okay? If I'm not traveling or if I'm not able to trade, there's a good reason for it. It's usually because I'm traveling or I'm literally not able. Yesterday, for example, I wanted to stream, but I missed my flight. I actually missed my flight. Don't tell me how I missed my flight. Okay? Don't tell me how, but I missed my flight. And I had to book another plane, another flight, and then I came at, I think I arrived at the airport around the New York session. So that was the only reason why I couldn't really stream yesterday. Amaya, you're streaming every day. One question, what's your purpose? What you're seeking? Ask it from a good way. Good question, my friend DJ Zan. So the first thing that I can tell you already, bro, is that I have been streaming for years, right? It's not that I've suddenly like started streaming. I have been streaming for years, bro. My first stream was in 2022. Okay? One of my first streams was in 2022, okay? That's almost 4 years ago. Somewhere at the end of 2022, I think. So I've been out there. I've been streaming for a long time. I've done a lot of different things within the trading industry, right? But right now, I'm at a stage where I just want to enjoy streaming and be consistent, show up for 2 hours and just trade my strategy, what I want to do, which is LTA concepts, which one, order flow, learning about order flow, and just trade, man. And wherever I am, I trade. I will be trading anyways, right? Just think about it from that perspective. I will be trading the New York session regardless. So why not now do it this way? And just show you the true side of what trading actually is all about. It's not always the fancy high life, right? And also always the fancy lifestyle. Even though I must admit, you can get to amazing places, right? I'm now in Kuala Lumpur. It's super nice here. Yeah, it's super nice here. So you do get to see a lot of beautiful places, but yeah, man. I love trading live as well. This is how it all started for me. So this is what I'm gonna keep doing. And I started this new format because I'm studying order flow. I'm working on kind of a streaming strategy as well. Something that I've been looking forward to in gold, which is more on the 5-minute time frame, the 5 and 50-minute, which I've been really enjoying. And yeah, it has been paying off as well financially. So I want to keep moving forward with this. What is your win rate from 2020 versus now? I don't think that win rate is the most important part because my risk to reward ratio is different than back then. So back when I started, my risk to reward ratio was usually, if you looked at my streams, I've traded high risk to reward with lower win rate. I've traded high win rate with lower risk to reward ratio. Now I can confidently say it's somewhere in the middle. My risk to reward is around the 2.5 to 1. Any differences on trading on stream or by your own? Right now, not anymore, man. Not anymore right now. This is some of the hardest things. Because you can easily get triggered into taking trades because you want to stream live in front of people. You want to show your trading system. You know, people are talking about take the trade, right? So sometimes you do want to get into a trade. But the longer you're streaming, the less you're kind of, the more you follow your own system, right? So right after that manipulation, right, to the downside, gold's trying to break back higher. And we closed the 50-minute above. We actually did that, eh? We actually did that. Super interesting, actually. Yeah, dollar is still chilling. Dollar is just slowing down here again, getting rejected. So it's weaker again. Gold breaking back above the point of control again. This was major support. We just swept the lows. We closed back above it. So it's starting to flip again. We're pretty much right at the open of the New York session again. Right, same price level. But we did came down like we wanted it. Not down enough in my opinion, but we did actually broke took out the lows and reversed and closed above it. So this is not looking weak now. I don't think right now this is really looking that weak at the moment, because this is that's a pretty good confirmation actually right here. The fact that you're holding up, you close back above that. But it's the price action is horrendous. Yeah, this in general is a really good sign. Overall, the fact that right now there's so much selling indeed. Price getting absorbed again. We are finally seeing some more volume coming in. Not much volume in terms of like trading volume, but more buying volume. But the price action today is horrendous, man. Absolutely horrendous. All right, 5,019. It is a decent closure, I must admit this. 5,019. We will see probably a reaction from there. But our main levels, the 5,005, right there below. And the 4,945, 4,095 are still by far the best levels. And it's still buying in the middle of a range right now, right? The middle of the daily range, the previous daily range, we're simply buying in the middle. And this could easily flip again. You can also tell it from the chat. Chat, let me know what you guys think, man. What is your bias right now? Your short-term bias. I want to know this right now. Let me know. Yeah, ranging, no bias. Got you. Yeah, internally though, right? Internally, look at the reversal. Look at how strong that reversal is. So if you, this is what I mean with getting trapped right now, right? This is what I mean with getting trapped. I can guarantee you, bro, 5 minutes ago, you're looking at this candle right here, 5 minutes ago, you would have said, wow, this is going to go to the freaking moon. This is going to take out the highs, blah, 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 blah. Right here, you would say, okay, wow, look at this candle right now. I think we close below. We're back above. It's going to break. And then, boom, the next candle comes and it reverses like it doesn't mean anything. This is what I mean with trapped sellers or trapped buyers right now, or trapping sellers in that range. And that's why I do not buy in the middle of the range. There is no follow through. There is no follow through. So these extremes is what I want to look for, right? And that's why I'm saying, like, unfortunately, we didn't go to our levels, right? Because otherwise I would be trading. But right now I can say confidently that this is where a lot of buyers, and then I say a lot of buyers, I do believe a lot of buyers got trapped right at that high here right now. Because it looked so freaking good on the candlestick chart. And that's why I'm saying the price action is horrendous. But the only way to trade horrendous price action is to trade extremes. So if you have a range, right? We are in a large range, let's say, right? Boom. And this is the whole range. Now, why, when the market price action is horrendous, right? Why should we buy in the middle of it? If we can buy at the bottom or at the top. Now, we are kind of bullish biased from like an intraday standpoint, right? So I prefer to look here, right? At the bottom, rather than in the middle. Because the risk to reward is just not worth it to me right now. Because you think, oh, it's going to come up. And then, you think, wow, amazing. And then it comes back down like it's nothing. So these extremes for me matter more now than the internal structure. What is your tick size on the footprint chart? It is 20. 20 on the 5 minute. I like to filter out some of the noise. It has been helping me a lot. Has been helping me a lot. Yeah, I actually think that it's still a great level. I think our initial levels, and this is also something that I've learned, G's, is that once we have our level set for the session, I don't want to deviate away from it too much. I think that all that noise in between, right, is kind of a distraction. I think that once these levels are set, we need to wait for these levels to be hit. That's it. Let me see what the chat was saying, by the way. All right. Let me check the chat real quick. Bullish buys from 495. Okay. Twat says I'm selling right now. 5,016. Nice. Position closed. Okay. Higher time frame price action. Go bearish. So we might first revisit Monday lows. That's kind of what we're looking for, right? That's kind of what we're looking for. Not completely the lows of Monday, but the lows of the day. Ahmed says, just got your book and excited to read it. That's amazing, man. Excited. Amazing, amazing. Billy Joe, take care, my G. I'll see you tomorrow. FOMC. For me, that will be 2 a.m. 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. for me. Yeah, 2 a.m. for me. 2 a.m. for me. So I'll be streaming in the night. I should be back in Bali already, so that's perfect. I will stream from my home. Okay, come on, bro. We're gonna give it like, what, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, jeez. If we don't drop in the next 15 minutes, I'll tell you exactly the levels I'm gonna enter from potentially. Which is most likely, by the way, the 4995, if we get there. And I'll go through the whole analysis one more time to give you at least an update of what I will be looking for and why, and the reasoning behind it, okay? Ahmed says, you know the statistics of people that actually write and publish a book? About only 1% go through writing and publishing. Damn. Damn, well, I had a great team, man. It helped me with the book as well, so yeah. But writing was... I didn't like the writing of the book, I liked the end result. So I saw the vision of it. I think you need a vision. This is the best price action we've ever seen in our lifetimes. Jeez, it's incredible. But you know what it is? We cannot always have gold running forever and ever and ever. We need to accept that we are sometimes going to experience moments where gold will be doing what it's been doing over the last, let's say, couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks. And the only reason why it's doing this is because it's preparing for a large move. So if you cannot trade these conditions, right, don't expect to crush it when the market is pushing higher, okay? And that's the beauty of trading, is you can actually learn right now to trade in the more harder conditions. Once you master this, okay, trading the trend will be like peanuts for you. I'm telling you, it will be like completely different world, okay? So the conclusion and the lesson is actually that this is where you learn. This is where you really learn all the ins and outs of how you manage risk, how to be patient, when to enter, why to enter, at what moment you enter, for what right reasons, right? This is where you practice. This is your battleground. And we're back up again. Look at that. Look at that. It's trapping sellers and buyers on both sides of the story right now, clearly. What keeps us straight is the music. That's the certainty. Man, I need more of this music. Damn. Look at the Nasdaq. Now we can have a quick sneak peek, just in case, see what has been happening. NQ has been pumping though, that we know that. We know that NQ has been yeah, look at that, look at that. I think we're close. We are there. We are exactly where we wanted it to be, by the way. That's true. We are in a daily supply zone. And we have officially taken out the previous daily highs. So if we start slowing down here, and we're overvalued. So if we start slowing down here, then this is the perfect level for shorts here. Just saying. Just saying. So the NQ has been performing much better than gold today. Okay. All right, so Goldie is back at where we opened pretty much the session today. We have been doing not much. We just broke down. We broke back higher. We're kind of hovering around right now here. So let me do a quick breakdown of what I will be looking for and why, okay? So you kind of get this understanding. So the first thing I want to show you is on the 15-minute time frame. That we are completely flat, okay? Tomorrow we have the FOMC, and we're going to be streaming the FOMC as well at 2 a.m. I will be flying back home to Bali, I think around 2 p.m. So I think I have enough time here. I fly back, I come home in the evening, and then I think I will be able to stream when I get home right away. Pretty much, I think I will be there. Like 99.9% sure I will be streaming tomorrow FOMC, okay? But we're clearly preparing for the FOMC right now. The whole weekly range has been just pretty much flat, okay? Now, let's say we understand that gold is in higher time frame support, but it's relatively weak, okay? But the dollar right now is slowing down, all right? That's the positive side of things. The dollar is slowing down. The dollar was very strong until it took out the previous highs, and then it closed back below again, okay? So now the dollar is definitely looking weaker. It took out the highs, it's overvalued, and it's dropping, right? So now we're looking to trade towards the gap. So the dollar is starting to look weaker. This might benefit gold a little bit, but we haven't seen that reaction yet, okay? But at the same time, if you go to the daily time frame on gold, we are still in higher time frame support as well here. So it's not that we are completely flat and we are not really doing anything. We are in a daily demand zone. So we're clearly in a higher time frame support level right now as well. Okay, so if you go to the 15-minute time frame, let's mark this out and we look at where we bounced from. You can kind of see that this is the higher time frame support right here, and this is the range that we are performing right now. So what I'm looking for whenever there is shitty price action, the only thing that I'm looking for, okay, is pretty much us trading towards the extremes of it. So not in the middle and looking for entries around here. That would not be smart, because if we stay in the range until tomorrow FOMC, then the only thing that you can do is you can trade from here to here, or you can trade from here to here, right? If you expect price to stay within the range. That's not really a smart move, because that's not really optimal for us, right? Risk to reward wise. So what I prefer to do is to wait for price to come down and actually show us a stronger reaction somewhere to the lows, find support and just trade higher, or the opposite, okay? But because the dollar is relatively weaker, I'm kind of giving it a 70% chance that gold will most likely bounce from that support rather than, you know, going up and then coming back down again, right? So that's the main reason why I'm looking at gold potentially pushing down here and actually reacting from this. So that's why we are looking for some sort of reaction here. Now, if you use the valuation on the 50-minute, let me actually set this down for a ranging market because it's kind of different setting here. We can see that every time when we're undervalued here, okay? Right here we're undervalued, we bottom out. Right here we're undervalued, we bottom out. Right there. Oh. Right here we're undervalued. We bottom out. Right here we're undervalued, we bottom out. Look how crazy, right? So every time when we're undervalued, we bottom out right here. So that's the only thing that I'm looking for. I'm waiting for a reaction. I'm waiting for price to bottom out in that undervaluation. And then I'm waiting for price to tap into a key level. Now, one of my levels that I marked out is the volume from yesterday, okay? And this is what we call the value area low. So I'm looking for something like the previous daily value low, which is sitting at 4994 on futures, which is on spot. I think it was, let me just make sure that we are on the same page here, because on spot it was the 4989, okay? Just so you know, 4989. So if we can get down there and we can get to that same level and we take out the lows, but we find support, then I'm pretty much willing to look for buys again, okay? And that's where we look at, let's say, things like the order flow to then actually confirm around that level if buyers are willing, okay? So if buyers are willing right here to step in, or if there's a lot of selling, but not enough follow through, so we can actually confirm that buyers are willing to actually take over or sellers are getting trapped, and therefore we actually are able to take a long here, okay? So this is kind of the overall thought process of why I'm looking for price to come down and preferably actually take out the lows of the day and find that support again and get towards somewhat of an undervaluation, okay? And I think for today's session, that makes so much more sense for me to take longs rather than trying to enter now and hope that we break out or hope that we pull back. I hope that makes sense, okay? So you can already see right now that price is kind of getting rejected. And it's not really following through. So if you were buying in the middle, then understand that this is where a lot of traders are getting trapped right now, consistently. Let me know if you guys kind of agree with me or not. And if not, let me know in the chat, please. I would love to hear your opinion as well, by the way. Okay? Just let me know. Give me some feedback here. Let me know what you guys think. This is just my personal opinion here. Okay? This is not financial advice. This is just what I will be looking for. And according to what I've been doing, it has been working very well for me in a ranging market. Okay? When the market is moving again, different story. But in a ranging market, that's my approach. Is to buy low and sell high, but only sell high with the right confirmation and macro buys. If I'm not bullish buys on the higher time frame or intraday, I'm not going to look for sells. I'm just going to focus on my buying setups on the 5-minute or 50-minute time frame. Not higher than that. That's my time frame. That's what I like to trade the most, but only with the right confirmation right there. Okay. So yeah, price could come down hopefully soon, but we are pretty much at the range right now. We have been pretty much ranging at the same level for the past 2 hours. So I don't know. You don't know really when it's going to happen. It's probably going to happen when I stop streaming. Now for tomorrow, with the FOMC, okay? It's a different story because tomorrow we have probably the major moves happening around the FOMC. I don't think necessarily that the FOMC outcome will be big. I think it will just be 3.75%. That's not really going to make a difference. But what I do believe is going to be super important is the press conference itself. Because I do believe that because of the Iran war right now, of the oil prices spiking, I think that there is a chance that people are afraid that the inflation is going to rise. Okay? And I think we're going to see a lot of questions towards Jerome Powell asking about what do you think is going to happen because of the war, because the gas price is rising, and how does that affect the American economy, and what are you going to do about it? And I think that that answer will be very interesting to watch tomorrow, and I think that will set a standard for how the market will behave over potentially in the next coming weeks or days or weeks ahead of us here. So I do think that tomorrow's FOMC meeting, which we're going to stream live, is going to be super important anyways. But it's not necessarily about this interest rate decision, okay? I hope you understand the difference between it. It's much more about what will potentially happen in the near future, okay? All right, G's. Yeah, that's it for me for today here, because the market is just doing nothing, okay? We're flat. You guys know exactly what I'm looking for what reasons. I'm going to pay a lot of attention to the 4994, okay? On futures right here. I'm going to pay attention to this. I'm going to set an alert. If you see a reaction here and we're undervalued, I think that I might be looking for an entry. Hopefully we take out the lows first and then we'll push into this, and then I'm trying to buy for that follow through here. But this is the one of the slowest New York sessions I've seen so far. But it could make sense around the FOMC. So this is not uncommon, okay? This is something that happens a lot here. And then we'll see how we will push it, okay? Thank you, G's. I hope you guys are doing well here. I am gonna tune out from Kuala Lumpur right now. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, man. I'm gonna be back in Bali tomorrow. We're gonna kick it off strong here, and we're gonna make sure that you guys are fully updated with the FOMC. So I will not be streaming the New York session tomorrow. I will be streaming the FOMC tomorrow, okay? So it will be at 2 a.m. for me, somewhere in the night for me, 2 a.m. I will make the event shortly, and then we'll see you guys there, okay? Around the FOMC, because I probably expect the large moves to happen there anyways, okay? Let's see what happens. Let's listen to Uncle Jerome and go from there. Thank you, guys. Make sure you smash the like button here for the free education. And I'm going to be seeing you guys tomorrow again. Take care. Much love. Peace. Ciao, ciao, ciao.